All right, YouTube, it is Mr. Mean streaming live January 1st, 2024. I wanted to do the obligatory YouTube video du jour, and we would talk about RPGs, because why wouldn't we? So I wanted to make sure I'm recording. It looks like I am. So we're going to close that out. And we're going to take that. I should have taken the link, darn it. And we'll cancel that. Share. All right, we're going to have to put this out everywhere. So bear with me while we set everything up. Let's go over here to Discordorama. Alrighty, we are streaming. Let's go. Let's see. Let's close that. We'll go to Facebook. The face of the books. Let's see, probably a bunch of comments and stuff. Let's see here. All the fun stuff. My God, it's a shacker. It's a shacker. Let's go to groups. Where's groups? Facebook groups. Then go to my feed. And we'll do paste. Boom, like that. And we'll do that. That should send it out to everybody. I hope everyone's doing fine this evening. I didn't add a video to it, or picture to it, so that's okay. Batman, I was waiting for that response. Yeah, couldn't let it go, man. Couldn't let it go. Let's see here. I'm trying to remember how to get my chat up. I guess I can go here and do it that way. And I'll just do this. Boom. And we'll go to, hey, Mr. Griss, Happy New Year, my friend. James Eby, oh my God, you gorgeous man. Happy New Year to you too, brother. And the Dave, Happy New Year to Mr. Mean. Oh man, just couldn't ask for any better group of friends on the interwebs. And my son is screaming, because why wouldn't he be? Because that's what kids do. So I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to put it right there. Brian Isakoff, looking dark in the cave there, bud. Yeah, but I'm using your light to shine it on me. I hope everyone is doing fine this New Year's. Cristiano, que pasó, sir? I hope you had a good New Year's. James is up in Canada. I used to work with him. He abandoned me. He left me. Threw me to the wolves that were Cognizant, the company we used to work for. I jumped ship shortly after James did. Or did I jump ship first? I don't remember. And I went over to supply chain management, and I'm much happier, I tell you. I was in IT for 20 years, and I did enjoy my time in IT, but it was time to get out. So, Fajuk, and you're awesome enough to hit the like button? Yes, you are, Fajuk. Yes, you are. I hope you had a good New Year's. I think Fajuk is in England, merry old England. And I think Dave is in Washington. So we're just getting a call. We're all over the place, guys. All over the place. The meanies are everywhere. That is true, Bri. That is true. When you are cool, the sun shines on you 24 hours a day. This is very true, my friend. It's very magnanimous of me to say so, I might add. I hope everybody's doing well. I just wanted to do a little even though my heat keeps me warm, my mean keeps me warm. I actually, down the basement here in Minnesota, you know, we get pretty chilly, and I think today was a whopping 17 degrees or something like that. It was a little chilly, and the basement stays really cool. So I had to bring a little space heater down here just to take the chill out of the air, because I'm barefoot as always. I hate wearing shoes. Oh, you're in Canada, Fajuk. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I thought you were in England somewhere. But yeah, that's good. And you normally work nights, right? So are you just off today? Hopefully you were. Cristiano, I hope everything over there on the other side of the pond went well for you. I'm glad to see you in the chat. I hope everybody is doing well. We've got my stream goal of $25. You guys can click on the support me at Ko-Fi for Mr. Mean Speaks. I see smoke. It's making me nervous here. I'm going to turn that heater off. I think it was literally just dust from not using that thing very much. It's been sitting for a while. I could just hear my kids screaming in the background. Mom's playing with him, so he's having a blast. My Saints won yesterday, so I'm excited about that. American football. I know not everybody's a fan of the old American football, but I am. I'm a big Saints fan. I'm wearing my Saints fleur-de-lis. Hopefully everybody had a safe and sound New Year's. I know, believe it or not, fireworks aren't very big here. They're illegal in the city limits. So you have to go outside of the city limits, or you have to go to a county approved firework display. And so I will say here it was Snail Mail Games. Hello, Snail Mail Games. Do I know you, sir or ma'am? There's a little bit of a delay here, so it does, I think it's about a 10-second delay. Cristiano got a haircut for the new year. Well, that's a good way to bring it in, sir. I think that's important. Personal grooming is impeccable, shall we say. Yeah, fireworks are illegal here, but the good thing is Duluth PD are pretty solid. I live across the street from my house, not even across the street, across the driveway from my house is a public park, which is awesome. It's one of the selling features or purchasing features of this house. Oh, Square Peg. All right. Great name, by the way. How you doing, sir? Are you actually a publisher? Square Peg, send me an IM or a private message on Discord, and if you are a publisher, all I need is to get a link to your drive-through store or a link to your product, and I will make sure to mark you as a publisher so that you can post in the publishing section of the Discord, which you can advertise your wares for free. Unless I've already done that, I'm old and grumpy and surly, and I apologize if we've already had this conversation. I don't really apologize because I'm not that kind of guy, but if not, please do so. Where was I going with this? Oh, across the street is a big public park. You're not a publisher yet. That's right. I remember the conversation now. You're working on it. So yeah, as soon as that product goes live on drive-through, or you go to Kickstarter or whatever, and you're an official publisher, we'll go ahead and make that change for you, my friend. But thanks for hopping in the chat here. If you have a link to your soon-to-be project or whatever, feel free to post it in the chat there, or send it to me in an IM, and then I will post it in the chat. One of the things we found out last time we did a live stream was you can't post links as a viewer. Only I can, evidently, and that's weird. I don't know if there's a setting somewhere. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me, I would think, but I guess it's to keep you from... depends on how you go about it. Well, Fajuk, if you have, or Dave, I'm sorry. I'm getting... okay, never mind. I'm confused. Anyway, we'll get you squared away one way or the other. Square Peg. It's a great name, by the way, because My oldest boy grew up watching SpongeBob SquarePants, and so Square Peg SquarePants. It's just that's where my brain goes, and I hated SpongeBob SquarePants. I hated it so much. Oh, you Cristiano published on Itchy, and you made $60. Awesome. That's super cool, man. I didn't know you were a publisher, Cristiano, but I don't think you're on my Discord, are you? It would only be relevant on my Discord. I have no power over other Discords. The meanness doesn't project that far. I hope everybody's doing well. Everybody had a good New Year's. I guess I should look and see how many people are on the stream. I didn't really expect to see that many people. Yeah, we got 7 people watching. Awesome. And we got a thumbs up from somebody. So that's awesome. Appreciate it. I got to turn that off, though, because if I see myself when there's a delay, it's very weird. Oh, you are. What's your name on the Discord, Cristiano? I'm sorry. I'm horrible at. Everybody's got so many nom de plumes. See, everywhere I'm just Mr. Mean. So I made an effort to try and keep that squared away. So yeah. Gosh, I'm trying to think. I had just had a brain fart. Don't get old, kids. Try to stay young. But not planning on publishing anything in the near future. Well, why not? I need more stuff to review. Miguel. Oh, Miguel. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting that's your real name. I'm a bad friend. Miguel also has a eBay store, which we talked about. The Wheeling Dragon. Wheeling Dragon. No, you're not. You did post, if I remember correctly, you're the young lady that your husband got you into gaming, if I'm correct. Hey, Fujuk is Fujuk. No, Fujuk was here. Let's not forget that tagline. That's I'll never forget Fujuk because it's always I was here. Wheeling Dragon. Yep, that's me. The young ignominious lady known as the Wheeling Dragon, her husband passed away, and he got her into gaming, and so she's not quite ready to jump back into it, but she's going to, and I would be humbled to say that I would love to run a game for you, or have you participate in one of my games, or dare I say Mr. Brian Isakoff, who's also in the chat. Brian is a fantastic GM. I'm very hard to GM for because I am a GM and I have a certain way I want things done, and Brian gets that, and so I would highly recommend if you can play in a game of Mr. Isakoff's. I highly recommend it. Much love to he's like my little big brother because he's like 6'3" or 6. I don't know how tall he is. He's a giant. I just squeal. Well, I'm glad I can make you squeal, and please don't take that any way than other than the positive, happy way it was meant. Yeah, it's a great hobby. It is my mental therapy, believe it or not. I was a police officer for a number of years, and I did and saw a lot of things. I'm also a veteran of Desert Storm and Grenada. Carrying around a lot of mental baggage, and so it is my way of dealing with that mental baggage. I was back in, I don't know, 2004, 2005, I was diagnosed with PTSD, pretty severe, and I had to, not ashamed to say I had to take meds and to keep me calm and to control my outburst of anger, but with some therapy and some help from some people that are a lot smarter and a lot better at life than I am, I got through it, and good friends like Mr. Isakoff, and to be honest, the YouTube channel helped me out a lot. It gave me something to look forward to, and not to get heavy for a moment, but we all have our struggles, and anybody who says they don't, they're lying. Everybody has something, and so being able to get the help that I needed mentally, as well as having good friends like Brian around me. Really, really helped me through some dark, dark times. So anyway, I highly encourage you to join the Discord, Wheeling Dragon. There's a very positive, super awesome, super cool group of guys. In fact, everybody that's in this chat right now is on that Discord. So it's a pretty cool community, if I say so myself. What is Fajuk saying here? Yeah, Brian, you did do it, and I got proof. And of course, Wheeling Dragon says that she'd be honored. Fajuk should figure out how to be a player at Mr. Mean's table. Some people say my parents aren't real. Oh, we've had this conversation, Fajuk, and I say to hell with those people. Your parents are vets. Thank you, Cristiano. And the Dave gave me a smiley face with sunglasses. I took my glasses off because the reflection, it just drives me nuts. Yeah, Fajuk, I'm always posting when I run games, so I've been pretty quiet lately, but we are running Fallout. I think our next session is, I think, next Sunday, not this Sunday, but the Sunday after. Yeah, no, Brian, it's on autopilot. It's okay. I've got a good AI. It makes art. Bad joke. I'm sorry. I apologize to all the artists in the community. Yeah, Wheeling Dragon, totally. You know, there's no harm in saying it and admitting that, you know, you have problems. None of us are perfect, as my wife tells me all the time. Least of all me. I am mean, though. I am mean. But yeah, and you know what? It's important, I think, to surround yourself with positive people. And not to harp on this, but I've said it many, many times. The Mr. Mean community is a very positive group. We don't allow politics and we don't allow religion on the channel. Other than that, if it's regarding gaming or just positivity, it's so funny because you'll see a lot of times there's 20 things of everyone just saying good morning or I need coffee every morning. It's so funny. And I get a big kick out of it. You know, it gives me something to look forward to. And, you know, it's Mr. Mean Speaks is my Discord. In fact, if you go to any of my videos, there should be a permanent link to the channel. But I should be able to put one in here as well. Give me just a second. Boo, boo, boo. Boo, 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 doo, doo, boo, boo. I'm singing, singing in the rain. There we go. So, shabow. There you go. Yes, Dave, all of the above counts. Yes. Yeah, so aside from all that heavy talk and everything, it's Happy New Year's, guys. Welcome to 2024. As always, just like every obligatory YouTuber, I'm going to say, you welcome Wheeling Dragon anytime. I'm going to say, you know, obviously like and subscribe. Most of you here are already on the channel, but those that are watching it in the future, get that thumbs up and hit that subscribe and notify button. It really helps the channel. Post. One of the biggest things you guys can do, and I don't know too many of the people on here that run a YouTube channel besides me that's in the chat right now, but really one of the biggest things you can do to help the channel is to comment. Believe it or not, even just saying Fajuk was here is a big help to the video algorithm because it shows YouTube that people are watching it. The other thing is, you know, if you're not doing anything, put my videos on in the background and just let them play. It really, because the watch time accounts for stuff too. So all of that out of the way, let's see what else. Patreon, $5 a month, helps support the channel. Any money that's made goes back into the channel. Use my Drive-Thru RPG affiliate link because it doesn't cost you anything and it saves me. It adds a couple pennies into my account, which allows me to continue buying new games. Let's see what else we did. Oh, and then of course the Ko-Fi. That should be a link on your screen there. That'll allow you to donate to the channel if you so desire. No pressure, of course. It's just for fun. And like I said, all the money goes back into the channel. Yep, and I see it's up there. That's pretty cool. Hopefully it's a link and everybody can click on it. I don't think it'll let me click on it. Oh, Chupa, what's up, Bubba? You've been watching all my older videos? Yeah, I think it was either Dave or Brandon was asking me about a video, and I went in. I think it was, oh, I don't even remember what game it was. I think it was one of the Privateer Press games, and it was like from 7+ years ago. So he's like, wow. That's okay, Fujuk. It's, you know, I get it, buddy. I get it. And it's okay. I am fortunate enough that I have a job where I can let YouTube play in the background. So, a lot of times when I'm not out in the field working, you know, I receive a lot of work with heavy equipment and pipe and giant valves and stuff like that. I work in the oil industry, so therefore I can't always watch TV. Obviously, I got to pay attention to what's going on. But yeah, so a couple of things I wanted to chit chat about tonight. The big thing on the channel, Privateer Press. Yeah, thanks, Dave. We've been chatting on the YouTubes and on the Discord about GURPS. And I got the box set the last time I was down in the cities back, I think, midsummer this year. I picked up Dungeon Fantasy because it had a very successful Kickstarter. And I picked up the box set. And I got to say, what bang for your buck is that box set. If you don't have it, I highly recommend getting it. Yeah, with Dave, again, I'm just begging for viewers and watch time. If you can't do it, it's no harm, no foul. I totally get it. I just like to make the option and remind people. Some people I like background noise. I can't stand silence. It drives me batty, and let's face it, I'm already crazy. So anything I can do to alleviate that is a help. Yeah, Wheeling Dragon. It's pretty cool. I'm very happy with it. You know, GURPS is one of those love-hate games, and I think Brian and I come from, you know, a day when, you know, we used to make Champions characters and, you know, GURPS characters and point buy systems and, you know, AD&D and of course D&D before that, where there was a lot of math and stuff rolled in. Yeah, snail mail, if you can pick it up for a cheaper price or whatever, go right ahead. I mean, it is excellent bang for your buck. Even comes with 3d6 dice that are white and have the Illuminati logo, the Steve Jackson logo on it. So it's kind of nice. They're medium-sized dice. They're not too small. They're not too big. They're nice, is all I could say. Yes, I am calling you old, Brian. And just remember, I'm older than you, so... What does that say about us, buddy? We're getting up there. But yeah, so I've been on a kick for Dungeon Fantasy, and I'm currently running Dragonbane in my house, my home game that we play every other Saturday. So this coming Saturday is our next session. I think it's our fifth or sixth session. Say that 5 times fast. And pretty excited about it, and want to. But one of the complaints from everybody pretty much is they're all enjoying themselves. They're all Magic the Gathering players. And one of them is a miniatures gamer that also plays role-playing games. But he's never really played anything other than Pathfinder. And then the other guys have only played like Rifts and some Palladium games. So they're new, you know, to different genres and types of games. And so I turned them on to Dragonbane. And the overall complaint is, while everyone is having a good time, the lack of character progression is leaving them a little wanting. And so, and I get that. It's just the way the game is structured. It's a Swedish game, and that doesn't mean anything. That's just the developers are Swedish. It's from Free League Press, I think, Free League Press. It's a good game, but it relies on failing forward in the mechanic that if you roll a a 20, it's a roll low game on a d20. So rolling low, rolling a natural 1 is called a dragon, and that's really good. That's like a critical success. And then rolling a 20 is called a demon. That's a critical failure. And every time you do that, whatever you were trying to do, you get to put a little tick mark on your character sheet for whatever skill it was you were trying to use. And then at the end of the session, you get to ask the player some questions. And then for every one of those little tick marks they have, they get to try and improve those skills. And so, you know, if you have a really awesome and or crappy night or a little bit of both, you may get to click off, you know, try to upgrade 2 or 3 skills. But on average, you usually fail. And of course, the higher you get, the harder it gets. So anyway, their biggest complaint is the lack of character progression. Like their skills are going up a little bit, but they're not getting heroic abilities like you would when you level up in like Pathfinder or D&D or, you know, a lot of other games where level-based games where, you know, you get X amount of experience points, you level up and you get a plethora of abilities. Well, Dragonbane is not like that. Leveling up is very abstract, and it's there really is no leveling up. It's when you finish a campaign or at some point the GM says, okay, you've gone far enough, you now get a new heroic ability, and that's kind of your level. And then you have to make some hard choices, because you could take a new heroic ability that maybe might let you attack with 2 weapons, or you can take more hit points, but you can't do both. So you know, it's very much a planning game, and some people don't like that, and I'm not actually wild about it either. But the gameplay is phenomenal. From a GM standpoint, I'm enjoying running the game, but I understand that my players want more. So this Saturday night, when we all get together, I have 6 players in my group. When we get together, I'm going to pitch Dungeon Fantasy to them. And I've got enough pre-gens, and I also have GCS, which is some GURPS character software. And it's free, by the way. I'm going to pitch that we take a break from Dragonbane, or when they're ready, it'll be group consensus, and we'll see if they want to jump over to Dungeon Fantasy. And I'm going to explain the ins and outs of GURPS. And for those that don't know, GURPS is a point-buy system. You can start with as low as 50 points, and an average, a pretty high-level competent character is about 250 points. But like with any points-buy system, you will never have enough points to do everything you want. And so with the software and it being free, and most of the guys are computer users, they should be able to, you know, even if I have to help them make their character, which is fine, we should be able to belt out characters in an evening and start playing. And I think they'll get the kick of it. Now, one of the downsides to GURPS is, in my opinion, is the complexity, but it's also the strength of the game. It has, you can make any character you want. If you want to play GURPS superheroes, you can make Wolverine, you can make Cyclops, you can make Colossus, you can make Professor X. You know, it is a very universal role-playing system, and you can do just about anything you want. And if something's not there, make it. Or go hit the forums or the web, or I don't believe they have a Discord yet. I think they're still on a forum. But there's ways to find stuff that's not published in the books yet, if it's you know, what you're looking for, and it can be found. But the Dungeon Fantasy box set is really good. Everything a beginning player needs to dive in, understand, without being overwhelmed, I feel. So let's see what the chats are going on. I'm going to convert to Project Sunflower. I'm already converted, dude. Limitless Heroics. I don't know that one, Wheeling. Currently working on running Labyrinth in American Sign Language. Wow, that's pretty cool. Kudos to you. Yes, Fajuk, you should give Dave your money for Project Sunflower, because it does sound pretty awesome. Ooh, the POD proofs in a few days. Ooh, looking forward to that, because I hope I'm on that list. Yeah, and definitely, Dave, a review will be forthcoming for Project Sunflower. And a little spoiler for everybody, I think there's 2 pages in the book where the Mr. Mean logo is in the book, which I thought was pretty cool. And I will give kudos to Dave because he did ask permission. He didn't just do it. So I thought that was super cool. So thank you, Dave. That was very kind of you. But then I thought, back to GURPS, if the players aren't down for GURPS, what other and they've strictly said that they want to stay in the fantasy genre, which I'm totally fine with. I thought, wow, Pathfinder second edition remastered would be super sweet. But then I'm like, it's Pathfinder's not overly complicated, but it's almost like superhero fantasy, and there's nothing wrong with that. I really dig Pathfinder second edition and remastered as well as second edition, and I might pitch that to them as well. But the other thing I was going to pitch was Castles and Crusades, because it's kind of old school D&D, but yet it's very well done. And this book, Free City of Escadia, Jack of Lies by Casey Christopherson, this is a neat setting book. And of course, I also have Castle Zygag. So I could go either way, or I could do both. Hey! But yeah, Castles and Crusade, I have pretty much every book for Castles and Crusades. It really, really speaks to me. I really like the mechanics. Skills are lacking from lack of practice. Well, you got to get in there and get dirty. Labyrinth is super easy. It's based off the movie and only 2d6. Ooh. Yeah, you've heard a lot about Castles and Crusade. Yeah, it's really good. Chupa loves Castles and Crusades. Yeah, so I think that's going to be, I think I'm going to pitch Pathfinder leaning more towards Castles and Crusades and leaning more towards GURPS. I really want to run them through some GURPS, but I understand if they feel it might be a little bit... Yes, please, Wheeling Dragon, put a link. You're more than welcome to put links in the chat. And if you want to run games, feel free. There's a bunch of different sub-channels in the Discord. We fully welcome that kind of stuff. So, Fujuk, I get it. Pathfinder 2nd Edition Revised or just regular 2E is not for everybody. I get it. Ascending Armor Class? Yeah, I believe it is. In Castles and Crusades, it is typical D&D armor class. The higher, the better. It's really hard in Castles and Crusades, though. You have low hit points, and weapons do a lot of damage. So that's one of the things I like about it, is it promotes more strategic play. And I don't even want to say that because I don't want the game to sound tactical. But what I like about it is it promotes character thinking. You can't just run in there and, kick in the door and kill all the kobolds, because you take a good solid, as my players on my online game found out quite handily. Yeah, you can list it right there in the main Let's Talk About RPGs in there, and if it'll let you post a link here, feel free. Labyrinth is probably one of my all-time favorite movies. It's up there in my top 5 for sure, because I was a huge David Bowie fan, and so Labyrinth is one of those that is really up there, along with Legend with Tom Cruise and Tim Curry, the wonderful Tim Curry, who I'm super stoked about. That phone hates me. Your phone hates you, Fujuk? No, it doesn't hate you. It just wants you to upgrade, because that's how they build them. So yeah, and I had a bunch of friends send me some stuff for Dungeon Fantasy, so I'm quite excited about that. Yeah, Bri, I totally... I don't have Labyrinth. I do have... oh gosh, what is it? It's I even did the Dark Crystal, which I believe uses the same system. Maybe Wheeling Dragon knows. But the Dark Crystal is a beautiful RPG, very simple, very nicely done. Yeah, okay, yeah, Wheeling Dragon just mentioned that they also do Dark Crystal. So yeah, I'm familiar with them. I don't have Labyrinth. I need to get that. Girl Genius. I had the years ago, Brian. I don't know if you remember, but I had the box set. Oh no, that was Tank Girl. I'm thinking of Tank Girl, not Girl Genius. I did have some comics of Girl Genius, but yeah, that's another one I would like to give a try. I should see if I can get the Girl Genius book. I imagine it's available on either Amazon or Drive-Thru, or Warehouse 23. For those that don't know, warehouse23.com is the GURPS repository. I believe, I think Chupa answered this the other day, but you can get everything off of Drive-Thru RPG as well. It had like 600 and something titles, I think. I think that was Chupa that told me that. Again, some of the users have different names on different servers and stuff. Yes, I knew that, Wheeling Dragon. If you go back in the archives there, I actually did a review of it. I was very impressed with it. Just the layout of the book and how well done it was. I really enjoyed it. It's one I wouldn't mind playing. I think that would be one for like some younger players. I don't know, maybe adults would like it too, but I think some kids, maybe have them watch the Dark Crystal or the TV series. I don't know how good the TV series was. I think it was Netflix or it's on Prime. I can't remember which one. I haven't watched it yet though. DCC Fajuk is an amazing game. Oh, that's cool, Wheeling Dragon. I'm glad you found it. Dungeon Crawl Classic is another one, but to me, it's not. DCC to me is a one-shot game. Yeah, you like the movie better. Totally agree with you there. The movie was amazing. Because you remind me of the babe. What babe? Babe with the power. What power? Power of the voodoo. Hoodoo. You do. Do what? And then I won't sing because that's a tragedy to most people's ears and make them bleed. DC is an amazing and deadly game. Yes, it is amazing and deadly, Fajuk. But to me, like I said, it's a one-shot game. I run it at conventions. I run a lot of funnels. And we always, a fun time is always had running DCC. I had in Texas at Etten Games for RPG Day, because I'm a member of the band. So for Goodman Games, they have authorized GMs, which I am one. And it's an amazing song. It is a great song, Dave. I have that soundtrack on my iTunes library, and I still play it to this day. It's what, 20-something years later. I had 12 players in my DCC game. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. And we stopped the store cold. Everybody was watching us. It was an amazing time. And the owner of the store gave me a set of wooden dice just for running such an entertaining game. They were custom made, handmade dice that he gave me. So that was pretty cool. I still have those dice. They were D6s. There was 5 of them. Very cool dice. Okay, I'll check on the Discord there, Wheelie. Boop. Yep, there it is. I'll have to check that out for sure. Yeah, it's hard to do both. I can't do. Alrighty. Boy, lots of stuff going on in the Facebook here. Or not Facebook, Discord, I'm sorry. There we go. There you are, Wheeling Dragon. So let's get this link. Go there, and then we'll go over here, and then we'll go over here. There we go. And we'll do this. Boom. There you go, guys. There's a link to the book that Wheeling Dragon was talking about. All right, let's go back to the... So, what games of choice is everybody else playing? What is everybody up to this New Year's 2024? Any games we're excited? Dave, I know Project Sunflower, so we don't have to talk about that. We know you're excited for it because you're the author, designer, writer, production editor. You're everything. And we're all looking forward to seeing Project Sunflower. I'm totally excited about it. The Dave and I actually had a super cool Zoom call with Mr. Stephen Turner the other night. I think it was Saturday night for Chivalry and Sorcery, where we went through characters. I wasn't able to join till later because it was also my 13th year wedding anniversary, and my wife wanted to go to dinner, and so I had to spend some time with her, and I enjoyed that. It was a wonderful time. We have a beautiful 6-year-old little boy named Norby. He's autistic, but he is high functioning. But he has some learning challenges. But he's an amazing kid. He's beautiful. He's warm. He's loving. And it was a wonderful anniversary dinner with my wife and my son. And after that, we came back, and I got to hang out with Mr. Turner, who is like my older big brother. I love him to death. He's a super awesome guy. In fact, I just did a video where I highlighted a bunch of free stuff that he sent me for the channel, and I'm very excited because he sent me Marrakesh, or Marrakesh. I'm not quite sure how you say it, but it's getting a new book for the new 5th edition of Chivalry and Sorcery, so I'm excited to see that when it comes about. And he sent me the GM screen, which, wow, what a great GM screen. Very, very, a lot of good information on it, and very well made. I wish all GM screens were made that well. So very excited for that. And then, so me and Dave got to go through character creation, which was super cool. Really enjoyed it. And I'm going to try to edit the video a little bit in iMovie. He sent me the raw format from the Zoom call. So I'm going to try to edit it and get it posted to the channel here probably later this week. I go back to work tomorrow, so we'll see on that. Cool on your video project there, Wheeling Dragon. That is a cool looking book. Yeah, White Box, Bakes of Any, and Sea of Call of Cthulhu. Yeah, all great games there, Cristiano. I'm super excited to continue my Star Trek Adventures campaign that I'm GMing. Yeah, Bri, I have heard really good things about your Star Trek game. Excuse me, a little cough there, a little tickle in my throat. Yeah, CNS, Dave, you said it properly. I've played it a couple times now, and I've enjoyed every time I've played it. It is a love letter to point-based RPGs, and it's a love letter to Chivalry and Sorcery 5th edition. It's been around forever. It is a really good game. It takes a little bit of work, but if you're willing to put in that work, I think it's very rewarding. Hey, Fujuk, thank you for being awesome, sir. I hope you get everything done that you need to do and stay safe at work, and we will say hi to you later. Cristiano says he's been reading The White Hack, and he's trying to have a homebrew setting and run the general story with different systems, different adventures, and the stories can influence all stories. Oh, of course. I mean, look at my library. I mean, I know I'm sitting in the dark here and it's hard to see what's behind me, but I will tell you for a fact that I rob Peter to pay Paul all the time. You know, and that's why I really like Castles and Crusades. There's so much good stuff in here that you can use in any game. And of course, Castle Zygag, however you say it, just tons of stuff to, you know, and GURPS has over 650 titles, evidently. You can just get a bunch of stuff, you know, and you can go nuts. And it's a beautiful thing when you have a library like that and you can use it. There is a Star Wars 5e. It's self-published by a bunch of guys. They also did, not the same group, but a different group did a Star Wars using Genesis or yeah, Star Wars using Genesis, and it's really, really well done. It's a fantasy game though, using Star Wars. It's really, really well done. Red Book Diaries, I think, is the group. It's very cool if you can find it. I don't know if they're still doing stuff or if they got a cease and desist or anything like that, but I don't know. I'll have to look into them. I think I have a link to their book. I have the PDFs. I'll have to check that out and see. Let's see. We've been on here, guys. We've been on here for 45 minutes. Wow, we're trucking along. Like I said, I know Brian's been doing his Star Wars or Star Trek game, and he's been having a lot of fun with that. I know some of the players, and they are saying very nice things about it. Wow. Wheeling, there was a number of Star Wars versions, some of them done by WotC, some of them done by, what was it? The guys that did, was it Shadowrun? Was it, what was, not Catalyst Games. Can't think of the original guys that did Shadowrun. It's escaping me. That's very cool, Dave. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's Westgate or not. I think, did GURPS do Star Trek? I don't think they did. I know there was a company who couldn't get the licensing to call it Star Trek, so they did it was it Frontier? Frontier Space? No, Frontier Space is another game. Oh, Brian, you know the one I'm talking of. You have it. I've seen it in your library. I never owned it because it didn't do anything for me, but it was D6 game. Same guys, the original guys that did Shadowrun. Not Catalyst Games. Who was it? FASA. FASA Games did it. Yeah. Starfleet Battles, Prime Directive. That's right, Bri. Yeah, FASA did, and FASA did FASA did Star Trek too, didn't they? Or was it Starfleet Battles that they did? I too many games, so little time. Let's see, what time is it? Oh, it's 8:30. Well, the wife's probably putting the kid to bed because he's got to get up and take the bus tomorrow. Oh, no worries, Wheeling Dragon. So I just wanted to pop online and wish everybody a happy new year. Plug the channel. We're going to do some more live plays hopefully this year and get some more interactivity on the channel. We have some amazing GMs. Jay Lasarde of Feral Games Inc. is going to be working on running some more games. He's over in, I believe it's Ireland. And he's going to run some games for people that are on that side of the clock. So yeah, very old series. Thanks, Bri. Prime Directive, that's what it was. FASA, going back old school there. And it's so funny because they had that, and then they had BattleTech, right? So they had both sides of the sci-fi thing. So pretty cool. But yeah, we're going to try to hopefully run some more games online, get some more people in the channel and doing some stuff like that, and being a little more into what's going on with the channel now that I'm settled into my house. Project Sunflower Games. I need to walk you through current. Yes, Dave, we do need to do that. Oh, that's very cool, Cristiano. I have a bunch of computer games. I have an Uber gaming PC. I fire it up once a week, maybe if I'm lucky. I've played. I have Baldur's Gate. I've played Fallout 4. I'm an Xbox gamer, but Doctor Who RPG. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, that man, that's going way back. I'm just not a. I don't have. I have limited time with my son. We have a lot of autism stuff that we do to help get him scheduled into life, because I'm not getting any younger, and my biggest fear is that I'll pass away and he will not be taken care of and able to survive on his own, so to speak. So we're trying to get him into as much therapy and help as we can, and that takes a huge amount of time and effort. And luckily, we live in a state that is very supportive of autism, so Minnesota is great for that. So, but it's a lot of red tape and bureaucratic crap that you got to go through. And you guys can imagine, I don't have the largest amount of patience. Shocking, I know. But yeah, it's a lot. My wife is a godsend. She is able to navigate that red tape and deal with all that stuff. So it's really helpful. And I'm very blessed to have her in my life to help me with all that stuff, because Lord knows I struggle with the bureaucratic red tape, and it's part of the reason why I'm no longer a police officer and I got out of the military. Couldn't deal with it. But I did it. Yeah, it's really hard to get the diagnosis. And like I said, luckily Minnesota is a good state for support, but even still, it's an uphill struggle. But yeah, but hopefully, my greatest joy would be able to play a game with him. Play a role playing game with him. Right now, he doesn't have the capacity to focus. In any kind of cognitive structured event like that. Just he doesn't have the focus to deal with that. He would just sit there and roll the dice. But you know what? Sometimes we do that, and that's fun. And so he gets a big kick out of it, and that's really. Yeah, he's on a pretty good diet there, Cristiano, and I'm actually getting ready to start I'm going back on intermittent fasting tomorrow. So I did it. I've lost about 40 pounds, and I just want to lose a little bit more, and just stay healthy, because I need to be around for him. And I have a very even though I work outside and I work with heavy equipment and stuff, I'm the boss, so I'm not as physical as I could be, and I'm not getting any younger. So need to do a little bit more health wise and get out and move a lot. Motion is lotion, as my chiropractor says, and she gets on me a lot because she can tell when I haven't been doing my exercises. So yes, you're right, Dave, and Norby's great at that. He's got that part down pat. It's the cognitive powers of, reading. He can't read yet. He's almost 7. We're working on it. He's in special needs school and stuff like that. But we're working on it, and we're gonna have fun with it. We're do the best we can, and he's a great kid. He's very positive, very loving. So we're going to do the most of it. But yeah, so 2024 is hopefully going to be a very positive year for Mr. Mean and my family, and hopefully for all of you guys. And definitely the channel is here to support you guys and give you that comfort and that solace and that positivity that you need. I think that's what I pride myself on for this channel, is that it's a very positive place. I mean, if you're having a crappy day, you pop into, to Let's Talk About RPGs, and someone will make you laugh or talk about a game that you enjoy, and that brings happy thoughts to you. So that's a very important thing to me, is knowing that I bring some smiles to faces, and that's important. So with that happy thought, Lord Gwydion, dude, what's going on? Yes, Cristiano, you are absolutely correct. Minnesota is huge for autism support, and a lot of people, believe it or not, a lot of people from Texas are moving here. I have a friend that works at the DMV, and he told me that in the last year, they've had so many people moving from Texas, because my son was born in Texas, and they have no autism support in Texas, none whatsoever. So it was very important that we move somewhere that could help us. Yeah, he'll get there, Dave. I have no idea about it. Yeah. So with that being said, I wanted to just wish everybody a happy New Year's. I have to get my big fat ass to bed. I am old and grumpy and I'm falling asleep sitting here. So, Wheeling Dragon, welcome to the Meanie Horde. Everybody else, Square Peg, welcome. I saw that you're on the channel. Wheeling Dragon, I saw that you were on the channel too as well. I sent you a hi. So everybody else that's in the chat and everything, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it. I hope everyone had a wonderful New Year's, and I look forward to everything that 2024 brings us. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me and participating in the chat. That was awesome. We had some really good conversations. I will get this posted to, it'll automatically be posted to YouTube, but I will send it out on Facebook and MeWe and on the Discords tomorrow when I get home from work. So as always, peace and hair grease. Remember, stay positive. You are loved, you are special, and you are somebody, and everybody needs somebody. So keep that in your mind. And as always, as I am wont to say, peace and hair grease, and be nice.